Well, hi everybody. Hank Linderman here. And I'm on the road. I'm in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's Tuesday, October 13th. Happy birthday to my daughter, Lucy. Happy birthday, Lucy. October 13th. She was born on a Friday the 13th. That's her lucky day. Mary's here. I don't have all my sound effects. I don't know what I'm going to do without them. I don't know how on earth I'm going to function. I mean, what on earth should I do? Yeah, welcome. My name's Hank. I'm running for Congress here in Kentucky's 2nd District. And let's see. There's this. I'm playing around with the computer this time. I don't have the full studio with me. I've just got the laptop, and I'm wrestling it into submission. Gina says, happy birthday to Lucy. Indeed. Anyway, I'm right now in the historic Shake Rag District, which is a traditionally African-American district in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And I'm in the back of the Shake Rag Barbershop. In a little bit, the air conditioner will go off and it'll get noisy, but hopefully we can get some things done. And by the way, when you come to Bowling Green, come and get your hair cut at Shake Rag. Chris is here and he's going to cut my hair. I'm looking forward to it. I'm due for a haircut. So yes, thank you all for sharing. It's very important that we do share. All right. Well, so much is going on. Got a couple big contributions this week. One from the Teamsters, and I'm really honored that the Teamsters placed their faith in me. They know what an uphill battle this is, and it really is an uphill battle, and it's one that might take quite some time to win. But you know, we've all got to stop thinking so short term. You know, we all think about, oh, this election or that election. No, we've got to think about doing the right thing. You know, I want you all to remember the Republican Party, the conservative, the very ultra conservative wing of the Republican Party, the moral majority. Remember them? That was from back in the 1970s. That was quite some time ago. And they started their attempt to make America more conservative in the late 70s. I want to say 1977, and it took them quite some time. So we're going to talk about more of that stuff later on. But let's see what we can do. I have no idea what we're going to find here when let's click on this. Well, maybe that is where we should start. So notice the important number right there is Bill McNichol is here. Yes, everybody please share. The big number that I want you to see is 220,000 dead Americans due to the coronavirus. And this is, you know, this is perhaps the way that people wake up to what a mistake it was to have President Trump. I mean, President Trump talked a good game. He indicated that he was going to stand up for working people. He indicated that he was going to make America great again. But all that has happened is just one failure after another. And the idea that we took a battle for a pandemic and sent it out to the governors, and that our president said, I take no responsibility whatsoever. It's just appalling to me. Well, let's look at our numbers, and we know that these numbers flip around all over the place. I'll move out of the way so you can get a look at it. But notice we've got 8,037,789 total cases, and total deaths, as we pointed out, 220,011. Only 316, we say only, but we realize that each death is a tragedy, especially for the families. And so that's what's been going on. Let's have a look at some of the states. You notice that Texas is really got something going, especially when you look at Texas's population. They're at not quite 20 million, 29 million versus California, which is 39.5 million, and look how many new cases. So they're really up to it in Texas. Cindy Franklin says, I hear Amy took Mitch through the ringer last night, and apparently that is true. Well, you're not. So, John Alma, come over and say hello. John Alma Barnett is here, folks. So I'm going to get her to say hello. I'm going to put my mask on so she doesn't have to, so we don't have to breathe each other's air. John Alma, say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
This is John Alma Barnett, and she's one of the activists that are always on the scene here in Bowling Green. And I'm not sure why you're here at Shake Rag. You saw me driving by.
I'm going downtown to take a picture. You see all the posting where I endorse everybody?
Okay.
Yeah. I got your sign, so I'm endorsing you in just a minute.
Well, I'm so glad. That's so great. And by the way, let me know if you know where I can find a notary public here in Bowling Green. Just let me know.
On campus?
Okay. I'll call you. As soon as I finish getting my hair cut, I'm going to go find a notary.
Okay, let me call Lynn and see if she's there.
All right. This is the business of being. Cindy Franklin says hi, John Alma.
Hi.
Barbara Ticci says hi. So everybody's saying hi to you. And I'm going to wave to you. I think I can take this off. My glasses are getting all fogged up. And John Alma's now moved safely away. What a trip. So, yes, we're on the road today, and I'm not sure how often I'll be on the road. By the way, I know that those of you that are waiting for Timothy to show up, he this morning said, I can't do it today. I'm waiting to hear when he's going to do it. We're hoping it's this week. Could be anytime. Alexandra is here. Thank you for being here. Everybody remember to share. Okay, let's go back to our homework, our dreaded homework. Let's have a look at Kentucky. And the numbers of deaths are reducing, and the cases appear to be reducing as well, but those are still significant. There was a time when getting in the 600s was the second highest case count in the history of the virus for the state of Kentucky. So we're starting our third round here. Have a look at this. We looked at this yesterday. And you can see the United States is just zooming right up. All regions are moving up. It's really tough. Now, by the way, tomorrow, Johnny Huff, how can you help in Hancock County? Get some signs, Johnny. There's some signs at the Democratic headquarters in Davis County, right there at the square. I'm trying to remember the name of the square. If you get a hold of anybody in the Democratic Party in Davis County, they've got signs over there, and get one. And of course, Johnny, share this. Do that. Share us. Back to looking at the virus we're in. So everybody, look, you really need to redouble your efforts at hand washing, wearing your mask, focusing on keeping distant from people. And spend as little time indoors as you can. You're under, a few minutes, you're probably okay, but be careful. Please be careful. This is back to another number we keep looking at, and it keeps rising. This is new confirmed cases per day compared to Southeast Asia and South Asia. Notice Indonesia, the Philippines. China is all the way down there in orange. Notice to the left, that little orange dip, that's China, because they had the first cases, right? But they've gotten it under control. I realize we cannot completely trust any of these figures. I realize that. But I also realize we can't trust our figures, because what we're seeing is that we were expecting a certain amount of deaths, and we got a lot more than we expected, and only something like under 70% are showing up as being counted as COVID. This means that there might have been some people that are not being counted as COVID, that 220,000 number is low by 30, 40, 50,000 people. And we know what to do with this virus. We know we have to go Godzilla on it. We know that we have got to shut the country down for a little while, pay people to stay home. Yes, don't infect each other. The gestation period for the virus is 2 weeks. So if we shut down for 2 weeks, we'll be good. And maybe we need another 2 weeks. This is how they did it in New Zealand. Worst case, 6 weeks, but then we'd be done with it. Wow. Larry Schott, otherwise known as John Schott, says 220,000 dead is 3 times the population of Bowling Green, Kentucky, where I'm at. Teresa is here. Hi, Teresa. Couple of Teresas. Wow. And Johnny, we got some newcomers here. This is really great to have you. Thank you for being here. Let's see what we got next. Oh, these are some tweets that I found, again, at nakedcapitalism.com. And these are based on what's going on in Georgia. And voting lines, because they've just started their early voting. And look at this. There's a group of chefs who've gotten together, and they're going to feed people waiting in line to vote in Georgia. I don't know if you remember, in Georgia, they had terrible delays at the lines. They've just met some people who arrived at 8 a.m. One guy waited 12 hours to vote today. 12 hours, think about that. Your right to vote is precious, and you need to do something. But you know what? If you need to stay out there for 12 hours, if you're in Georgia, it looks like you might get fed. But plan on, have some energy bars, have some water with you. Maybe have a telephone with you so you can call for help, send in for reinforcements for food and that sort of thing. Because it's going to be a struggle to vote this year for a lot of people. And I say take no fertilizer on that. Randy Birchfield's here. Randy, thank you for being here. Hope you will share. Let's share. Look at this. A collective sigh of frustration by some voters. As an arena official explains, the issue with the machines, there's a software issue countrywide. They've identified these. They're trying to work it out. So we're going to have all sorts of problems as we vote. In Kentucky, 3 weeks from Election Day in Kentucky, with hundreds of thousands of ballots, and they're already casting an absentee ballot, and early voting starts today, and yet the Kentucky something, I'm not sure who KREF is, but it's got to be the election, some election watchdog group has not published any non-candidate committee reports to see who is spending money on this election. We know about dark money. We know about all sorts of money that flows into politics. And let's talk about that in a moment. In fact, maybe let's talk about that now. Let's talk about money in politics, because the bad news is that there are a lot of things we don't like about politics. We don't like politicians that lie to us, politicians that say one thing to us and one thing to other people. We don't like that. We don't like that it takes so much money to get involved in politics. And let me tell you, the worst thing about running for office is asking people for money. It's absolutely excruciating. It's no fun. So you can see down there we've got the crawler that's asking you to contribute, and of course it makes a massive difference. I woke up this morning to see that someone had given a very sizable contribution, but even small contributions help get me out of bed. I wake up in the morning and someone's given some money. It makes a big difference. But where you get your money from is very, very important, and I do not take any corporate PAC money, and I will not take any corporate PAC money. If it gets to the point, if I get elected and I get pressured to take corporate PAC money, what I'm expecting to do is find projects inside the 2nd District, after school programs for kids that are at risk, or who knows, a swimming pool for a community, whatever. Find things that communities need, and instead of spending money on candidates that will vote for corporations, let's have corporations directly work with communities and do the right thing. So that's how I would deal with it. I recently, like I say, got a very nice contribution from the Teamsters. People who drive, the Teamsters include truck drivers, right? Driving is the number 1 or number 2 job in the country these days. People drive for Uber, they drive for deliveries, for UPS, for all of this. We are within 10 years of the possibility of seeing all driving become automated. And when that happens, the largest employer in the country, the largest job category will disappear. So just because we have technology doesn't mean we should use it. We don't have to put everyone out of work, but we're going to have to deal with this, and it's going to have repercussions that will be extreme in our society, and that needs to be focused on. All right, so let's see if we get to this story. Oh, one more. Millions of dollars are boosting Barrett, Amy Barrett, who is the candidate for, who's right now in front of the Senate. They're going to make her the next Supreme Court judge. That money is flooding in because she has consistently been a corporate rubber stamp. The GOP doesn't want anyone talking about this record because it shows that Barrett's nomination is a betrayal of America's working class. That's the reason for the title of today, is that this justice is going to cement the corporate leaning, the corporate friendliness of the Supreme Court. Democrats are getting asked an awful lot about packing the court, and yet we have watched the Republican Party for decades being willing to do everything they possibly can to make sure that they get this judge or that judge, and they are willing to do whatever it takes, including ramming through a nomination during an election. Chris, I communicated with Timothy this morning, and he said, can't do it today. He's got a recording session. He's working on his record, but he wants to do it this week. So sorry, Chris, but I'm working with artists here. Artists are unpredictable. So he wants to do it, and he's going to be here. And Chris, thank you for being here anyway. While you're here, do us a favor and share. We're talking about Amy Barrett, who's probably going to be confirmed. There's literally nothing Democrats can do to stop it. But I think this damages the court in a very, very severe way. And it makes the court so favorable to corporations in the United States. I think this is going to be a big, big problem. Another interesting story, and I don't have a lot more details about it. I'm trying to move myself out of the way. I don't have a good spot, looks like. How about if I do this? I just have my eyes. Californian Republican Party has been placing misleading ballot boxes around the state. Can you believe this? I mean, that's just shameless to me. I just can't believe that they are doing that. And I think they're doing it in Orange County, which means they are doing their best to go after Representative Katie Porter. Katie Porter is one of the bright lights in Congress right now. And if you don't know about her, she took a traditionally Republican seat in 2018. She was a student at Harvard of Elizabeth Warren. She's very bright. She is dangerous when she is interviewing folks like presidents of pharmaceutical companies or presidents of health insurance companies. And if you don't know about Katie Porter, do yourself a favor and check her out. Okay, well, I'm going to go in and get my hair cut. So this is the before. A lot of hair. Tomorrow you'll see the after. Thank you all for being here. Let's see, I'll play the end of the song, because this is how we always do this. All right. Remember that, yes, we're getting angry, but we need to not behave like damn fools. You know, Hope has two beautiful daughters, anger and courage. Use your anger to focus your determination and your courage to do the right thing. Get out there and vote. Get your friends to vote. Make sure you do what you can to make a difference in the next 3 weeks. We've got very little time to change our country for this election, so get with it. All right. I love you all. Talk to you later. See you tomorrow.